All right, Canada, let's talk about a mess of our own making. We opened the floodgates to uncontrolled immigration, spiking our population growth at a record pace. Now, the federal government is slamming the brakes, cutting immigration and tightening residency rules. The result? Total economic whiplash that's about to hit jobs, housing, healthcare, and cost of living hard before any U.S. tariffs kick in. If you thought 2024 was chaotic, buckle up. 2025 and beyond are about to get a whole lot messier. Let's break down how this policy U-turn is about to shake the foundations of Canada's economy. Let's start with the numbers. Over 1.2 million new people came to Canada in 2023. Nearly all of them were renters, driving housing demand through the roof. Employers filled jobs with temporary foreign workers and international students. For years, the government used immigration to fuel economic growth. More people meant more spending, more jobs, and of course, more taxes. But now the system is imploding. Work and study permits are being slashed. Visa renewals are being denied at record rates. The permanent resident pathway has become brutally tough. What happens when you build an economy around population growth and then suddenly cut the fuel supply? We've spent years hearing about Canada's housing shortage, and for good reason. Rents surged 38% in 3 years because too many people were competing for too few units. Developers went all in on rentals and condos, expecting this demand to continue forever. Now, that demand is crumbling. The data doesn't lie. Rental price growth has stalled, vacancy rates are ticking up, landlords are increasingly desperate. Shared accommodation listings have surged 42% year over year. And let's talk about condo investors for a second. These are folks who bought pre-construction units banking on sky-high rents. Guess what happens when the rental market softens? Investors panic. They start selling. Prices fall. The immigration slowdown isn't just a policy change, it's a real estate market shockwave. Now let's talk about jobs, because Canada's labor market just got turned upside down. Tons of industries depend on temporary foreign workers. Healthcare has been patching its shortages with international hires for years. Trades, construction, hospitality have all leaned on immigration, but now we're seeing a massive exodus of temporary workers. Tens of thousands of work permits are expiring with no renewal. What happens next? Employers struggle to hire. Wage pressures rise, making goods and services even more expensive. Job vacancies grow, but fewer qualified workers remain to fill them. In short, we're walking straight into a productivity crisis. And let's not forget, the employment rate is already creeping up. Cutting the immigration workforce doesn't magically make jobs reappear for Canadians. It just shrinks the economy. Want to know another area where this policy shift is going to hurt a lot? Healthcare. Canada already has a doctor shortage. Hospitals are overrun and wait times are climbing. Over 40% of new healthcare hires in Canada were foreign-trained professionals. Now we're making it harder for those important workers to stay. Fewer nurses, fewer caregivers, more strain on an already broken system. And the real kicker, Canada's population is still aging. Boomers are retiring at record rates and will need more healthcare than ever. But instead of adding more workers, we're cutting that particular workforce. You don't need an MBA to see how this math doesn't work. So what happens next? We could see a cooling rental market, but skyrocketing labor costs. Less population growth means slower GDP, but rising healthcare costs. A weaker real estate market, but unaffordable single-family homes is in the cards. The economy doesn't turn on a dime. These shifts will ripple through every industry. And the worst part? There's no clear plan. The government is reacting without a long-term strategy, and that means we're heading into economic uncertainty with no clear roadmap. All right, folks, let's land this plane. Canada built an economic model on rapid immigration. Now we're slamming the brakes, and the fallout is going to be messy. Housing, jobs, healthcare, and affordability, everything is about to change. So I want to hear from you. Are you seeing the impact of this policy shift in your city? Are rents dropping? Are businesses struggling to hire? Drop a comment below and let's have this conversation. And before you go, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. This is Vince Gaetano of OwlMortgage.ca. Thanks for listening. And remember, the Wise Old Owl is here to help you navigate through the noise and provide insight to the financial chaos in this really crazy environment. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and together, let's chart a path to financial stability. Cheers.